For today's video, I'm reaching to appear before you. What workout will you do to urge enormous lower arms and wrists? There are a ton of works out that point to construct those lower arms of yours, but only a really few that are centered on developing the wrists. Both the lower arm and wrist muscles are considered little, but even then, they're forceful. They are just like the final little but fundamental subtle elements to go to so you can accomplish total upper body strong advancement. I'm going to give you with my beat 8 picks of lower arm additionally wrist works out. But to begin with, can you truly get thicker wrists as you'd with greater lower arms? And what makes up your lower arms? I'll be replying those in a brief, whereas remain tuned until the final moment, and I'll tell you my exceptionally claimed mystery to getting gigantic lower arms and wrists. Apart from the works out themselves, variables that influence wrist measure. Number 1. Hereditary qualities. Your hereditary qualities could be a major calculate in deciding the degree of your bone measurements. For occasion, it's conceivable to have expansive wrists since you acquired them from one or both of your guardians. After all, the characteristic body sort is ordinarily decided by qualities. Number 2. Sustenance. In spite of the fact that it doesn't hold as much significance as hereditary qualities, your standard slim down is another calculate that contributes to your wrist estimate. For this reason, you must be mindful to your eating propensities. For occurrence, boost your vitamin D and calcium immaterial, as these two helps within the advancement of bones. Also, you must eat enough protein to advance the growth and quality of the muscles. The takeaway: almost getting greater wrists? So, what's the decision at that point? Can you truly get thicker wrists? The brief reply is not truly. It's about outlandish to induce greater wrists without the assistance of hereditary qualities and sustenance. It'll take time and exertion, and the comes about would be negligible, in case any. The essential reason being is that there's not much to go on there, since the wrist has exceptionally small muscle on it, other than the bones, ligaments, and skin. To induce truly greater wrists, you would ought to be born with thicker bones, or you must modify the structure of your lower arm, and not one or the other of them is an alternative. So, what can you do? It's straightforward, concentrate on bulking up those lower arm muscles. Not at all like your wrists, your forearms have a part more room for muscle development. By preparing your lower arms, you will moreover see a little degree of development on your wrists when prepared legitimately. Your lower arms can develop very huge, and in turn, the genuine estimate proportion between your forearms and your wrists will get greater. But for men like you who are little boned, there's a silver lining. The littler your unique body outline is, the more emphasized your lower arms will see, ultimately giving you a greater and more adjusted appearance. Though in case you have got truly expansive bones as of now, the muscles you pack on won't see as surprising building quality and thickness in your lower arms. May be a matter of finding the right works out, but sometime recently that, it pays to know the life systems of the lower arm. Your lower arms are composed of 3 muscles, and these are wrist flexors, wrist extensors, and brachioradialis. Genuine speedy, hit that like button, and let's get back into it. Wrist flexors. The wrist flexors are on the back side of the lower arm. To actuate this gather of muscles, you've got to perform developments that combine reiterations and moderate compressions. Wrist extensors cover the inward side of the lower arms. Although your extensors are in a huge muscle bunch, they can altogether alter the shape of your whole lower arm. At that point, finally, the fundamental muscle within the lower arm that gets most of the bulk of the muscles is your brachioradialis. When it comes to estimate, the brachioradialis is the essential portion of the forearm. This huge lower arm muscle enacts when your arm makes sudden developments or once you lift overwhelming objects. Interests. The brachioradialis isn't the biggest muscle within the lower arm but is additionally shallow. As such, preparing them will make the biggest impression on your forearm's appearance. Presently that we have the basics secured, let's get right into the lower arm works out. Best works out for gigantic lower arms additionally wrists. 1. Wrist expansions. As their title proposes, wrist extensions train your wrist extensors. Your extensors won't develop gigantic, but they can develop radically greater, driving to a thicker, more muscular appearance of your lower arms. To begin, sit on a chair or seat with a dumbbell. Any chant pivot forward from the hips, not droop forward, so your lower arms rest on your thighs. Position your hands with palms down and move them forward so your wrists are fair past your knees. Presently, expand your wrists, keeping your forearms planted on your knees as you bend your wrists in reverse, and after that lift the weights. This must be a little movement, as it were. Lower the dumbbells back to the beginning position. At that point, rehash for the following workout. Number 2. Wrist curls. Think biceps twists, but together with your wrists. Yes, I'm talking almost number 2, wrist curls. Since wrist curls are a more troublesome workout than most of you might anticipate, utilize a light weight to begin with. To begin, sit on a chair or seat and rest your lower arms on your thighs, palms up. Following, scooch your hands forward so that your wrists are fair forward of your knees. Bit by bit, let the dumbbells roll out of your palms and down into your fingers, but not out of your hands. Grasp the weights, pulling them back into your palms, and flex your wrists, pointing your knuckles towards the sky as close as you'll comfortably oversee. That's one redundancy. Number 3. Grip crushers. There are numerous sorts of grip works out, but utilizing hand grippers is my favorite. Additionally, it's truly clear and astounding at separating my grasp and lower arms. To do it, wrap your hand around a gripper and crush until the two handles touch. When doing it as a portion of a workout, warm up with easier resistances to begin with. At that point, do 2 to 3 sets with a gripper, simply can totally near 5 to 10 times. Number 4. Hammer curls. In case conventional bicep twists are one of your go-to works out, at that point you'll like pound curls as well. It employments an unbiased grasp, which places a few of the work on the forearm. To do it, stand and hold a match of dumbbells at arm's length by your sides with your palms confronting each other. Twist the weights as near to your shoulders as you'll whereas keeping your elbows tucked and your upper arms bolted in put. As it were, your hands and lower arms ought to move, and your palms ought to be confronting internal. Stop to feel the burn, then gradually lower the weights back to the beginning position. The modified push is another awesome workout for building your lower arms. A bit harder than normal, but unquestionably amazing for muscle development. Get to know it in a bit. Number 5. Reverse curls. The reverse curl is best done with a simple bar, but if you don't have one, you can utilize dumbbells instead. Reverse curls center most of the work on your brachioradialis. To begin, stand with dumbbells in each hand, arms by your sides, and palms facing back. Lift the weights to approximately chest height, all the while keeping your elbows close to your sides as you twist your arms at the elbows. Only your hands and lower arms ought to move, and your palms ought to be facing inward. Slowly lower the weights to complete the repetition. By the way, your lower arms are just one of the numerous muscle bunches that require working out. Your glutes, for one, are just as imperative. More on that coming up in a bit. Number 6. Farmer's carry. The farmer's carry is a fundamental workout to form an effective lower arm. It moreover creates a more grounded center and makes strides your bare solidness. To perform it, snatch a dumbbell or kettlebell in each hand, stand tall, and begin strolling. All through the workout, keep your abs braced, your chest tall, and your shoulders dragged back. Number 7. Inverted push-ups. The inverted row builds the lower arms, particularly in quality, while focusing on the muscles of the bare and upper back. The more level your body, the more challenging the workout. To begin, set up a bar in a Smith machine or control rack at midriff height and lie on the floor underneath it. Snatch the bar using an overhand grasp that's slightly more extensive than bare width separated. Following, hang together with your arms completely amplified and your body straight from head to heels. Keep your shoulders specifically underneath your hands and your heels hip-width separated. Presently, keeping your center locked in, drag your chest to the bar as you crush your bare edges together. Delay to feel the burn, at that point slowly return to the unique position. In case you discover modified columns or possibly standard pull-ups challenging, at that point hold up until you attempt towel pull-ups. Number 8. Towel pull-ups. Compared to the conventional pull-up, the towel variety could be a more effective development, intensifying the work on your lower arms. To remain up, you must smash the towels and crush them indeed more tightly to drag yourself up. Do not stress, getting as it were 1 to 2 reps on your to begin with attempt is totally worthy. To do it, wrap 2 towels around a pull-up bar, snatching a towel in each hand. Perform your pull-ups, keeping your chest up and your shoulders down as you rise. In case this is often as well difficult, begin with fair one hand getting a towel and the other hand snatching the bar, at that point interchange sides. Did you make it to this point of the video? At that point, as guaranteed, here's my mystery to having enormous lower arms. Aside from those works out I've specified, the key to getting greater lower arms and wrists is, number 1, increment preparing volume. Your preparing volume measures the sum of work you've got finished inside and workout administration. In case you're utilizing dumbbells and barbells, decide the sum of weight that you've lifted and add up to. The key here is to use heavy weights but perform as it were many reps. At that point do your reps to a point of muscle weariness to fortify hypertrophy. Be quiet and make incremental increments to the volume and intensity of your preparing. Number 2, eat more protein. One greater characterized muscles eat lots of protein-rich nourishments. Tell you what, those muscle masses that exercise center rats have are generally protein. In this manner, you must have a standard tall protein slimmed down. Protein, after all, contains the crucial amino acids for the development and repair of muscle. Since you're attempting to pack on muscle, you would like more protein than a conventional wellness devotee. To bulk up, devour at slightest 2 grams of protein per kilo of your body weight. Number 3, commitment is key. The lower arms assist you in anything that includes grasping and pulling, be it opening a bottle or carrying basic supply packs. When your lower arms are completely created, they will not fair see the portion, but will too serve to be profoundly useful. Hence, you would like to commit to a life of wellness and make beyond any doubt to incorporate your lower arms in your workout administration. Building your lower arms and wrists is just scratching the surface. In case you want to truly tone and create your entirety body, other muscle bunches like glutes, hamstrings, abdominals, and numerous more are however to be prepared. Did you enjoy this video? Be sure to watch more of our videos on the channel. See you in the next video.